You know what really shakes a woman? Not when you ignore her, not when you replace her, but when she realizes you're finally okay without her. When she looks at you and sees peace instead of pain, stillness instead of reaction, that's when it hits her. You're no longer hers to affect. That's the moment her heart starts to whisper what her pride has been trying to silence. He's really moved on, and that silence, that peace you carry now, it speaks louder than any words you could ever say. The power of peace. You know what's louder than words? Peace. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need to prove anything. It just exists. And when you reach that point, it's when you stop explaining, stop reacting, stop trying to be understood. Something inside you changes. See, most men think closure comes when she finally admits she was wrong or when she realizes your worth. But that's not real closure. Real closure happens when you stop caring about the apology that never came, when you stop needing her to understand your pain and instead you just breathe. When a woman sees you've reached that point, that peaceful, almost quiet strength, it does something to her. It's not anger that shakes her, it's indifference. She remembers the version of you that used to text back fast, that used to argue, that used to explain yourself even when you weren't wrong. Now she's met the version of you who doesn't need to prove a thing. You're calm now. You're steady and peace. It has a strange effect on people. It makes them see the truth they tried to ignore when they had your heart. When she sees you've moved on peacefully, she doesn't just see a man who's healed. She sees the man she could have stood beside if she had valued him when she had the chance. And that realization, it lingers, because nothing haunts a woman more than realizing she's no longer part of the story she once controlled. Your peace becomes her silence, and that silence says everything. 2. Emotional detachment is misunderstood. People think emotional detachment means you've gone cold, like you've turned your feelings off. But that's not it. It's not that you don't feel anymore. It's that you've stopped bleeding for what's already dead. When a man learns detachment, he learns power. He no longer reacts to every message. He doesn't scroll through her feed trying to decode her life. He doesn't care who she's with or what she's doing, because none of that defines him anymore. You see, detachment isn't indifference. It's emotional maturity. It's knowing that not every thought needs to be voiced. Not every silence needs to be answered. Not every goodbye needs to be chased. And when she sees that, when she sees you don't flinch at her absence anymore, it unsettles her because the emotional hooks she once used to keep you close don't work anymore. She might send a text, or she might test the waters with a story or a subtle like, but you won't take the bait. And that quiet control, that emotional restraint, that lack of reaction, that's what gets her attention now, because she realizes the man who once needed her validation now validates himself. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you finally started caring about you. 3. Reflection hurts more than revenge. Revenge feels good for a moment. Reflection lasts a lifetime. See, revenge screams, I still care. Reflection whispers, I've moved on. When she sees you living peacefully, it's not your silence that hurts her. It's the mirror that peace holds up, because peace reflects truth. And truth is uncomfortable when guilt lives in your chest. She expected you to fight back. She expected anger, sadness. Maybe emotional detachment is misunderstood, even a bit of obsession. But instead, she's met with peace. And that's what really stings, because your peace shows her what she lost. It shows her the man who could have built with her, led her, grounded her, but now he's moved on. You're not proving your worth anymore. You're living it. You don't need her to miss you. You just quietly became everything she thought you couldn't be. Revenge fades. Peace lasts. Because peace doesn't destroy, it rebuilds. And reflection hurts more than revenge. Every time she sees that calm in your eyes, it's a reminder that her chapter in your life didn't end with bitterness. It ended with acceptance. And that's the kind of ending that keeps people awake at night. 4. The shift she can feel even without words. A woman doesn't need to hear you say you've moved on. She can feel it. You can fake smiles, fake conversations, even fake indifference. But energy never lies. And when your energy shifts, when you truly let go, she'll sense it before you say a word. She'll notice that you don't reply as fast. You don't engage. You don't look for her eyes when you're in the same room. You've changed. Not because of her, but because of what she taught you. And that's what gets her. Not your distance, your peaceful distance, the kind that doesn't punish, doesn't seek revenge, doesn't demand closure. It just is. Because what you're carrying now isn't anger, it's self-respect. And women can feel that shift, that masculine calm, that emotional control. It's heavy, it's magnetic. She starts wondering if you ever think about her. And the truth is you don't, not the way she hopes you do. You've learned to think forward, not backward. And that's what separates a healed man from a hurt one. 5. Healing is the real comeback. Healing isn't about being okay overnight. It's messy. It's quiet. It's slow. It's not that you stop feeling. You just start feeling differently. At first, you'll want to show her you're fine. You'll post more. You'll laugh louder. But with time, you'll stop doing even that because healing doesn't need an audience. You stop fighting to be the shift she can feel seen, and you start seeing yourself. You stop proving and start becoming. And that's when something beautiful happens. You start living again, not for her, not for attention, but for peace. When she sees that, she won't know how to react because you didn't crumble, you didn't turn bitter, you grew. Healing is the comeback she never saw coming, because while she expected you to lose yourself trying to forget her, you found yourself instead. And that's something she can't compete with. 6. Peace is magnetic. Peace is strange. It draws in what's meant for you and repels what's not. When your energy becomes peaceful, people who used to drain you can't connect anymore. They feel uncomfortable, and the ones meant for you, they find you without effort. That's what she feels now. She senses that distance, that unbothered confidence. And it's not the silence that scares her. It's the fact that you're no longer hers to affect. Your peace doesn't chase her. It invites something better, something aligned, something calm. That's why peace is magnetic, because it attracts from wholeness, not from need. And when she sees that, she realizes she's not the reason you smile anymore. You are 7, redefining love and self-worth. Moving on peacefully doesn't mean you stopped loving. It means you started loving differently. Love isn't about clinging. It's about letting go with grace. It's not about who stays the longest, but who teaches you the most. When you move on in peace, you stop chasing what's unavailable. You stop trying to fix what's broken. You start protecting your peace. Like it's sacred healing is the real comeback, because it is. She sees that change. The way you carry yourself, the quiet in your voice, the calm in your walk, and deep down, she knows she didn't lose a man. She lost her peace when you found yours, and that's how she feels when she sees you've moved on peacefully. It's not your silence that hurts. It's the realization that your silence means freedom, moving on peacefully. It's not about pretending you're over it. It's about finally understanding that peace was never something she could give you. It was something you had to find on your own. And when you do, that's when she truly feels your absence, not in her messages, not in her memories, but in the quiet space where your chaos used to live, because peace is the loudest goodbye you'll ever